Hi, it's Lisa. Yes, hope you all are well. So we have been talking about what to do while you're waiting for all your paperwork to go through, or you're waiting to retire, but you do have this goal of moving abroad, or like maybe moving to Panama. What should you be doing? So we started that series out, and I can say I didn't really expect it to be a series, but the response was really, really positive. So I did want to break down those steps even more. So one of the first ones was to declutter. Yeah. So that's, we already said that's a hard one, right? But I wanted to give you some practical ways that you can like dissect it and, take it one piece at a time, so that it doesn't appear as daunting, and so that you have a system of what you are doing, so that you're not ended up moving everything from just one place to another place, and then you got to go to that place. So hopefully this will help. So the first thing is, remember that this can take time to do this. So depending on what you have, it can be like 2 weeks to like months. So when I had to do it, we were also preparing our home to move. So that helped, because we already had to like declutter and do all the stuff that you have to do to get your house kind of at a neutral stance for buyers. So we already had that going on, and that was actually a good first start. Even as you are going through this process, you can kind of think about that like you're just preparing your house for just the bare minimum. But while you're doing it, if you already know that you are planning to move abroad, think about these 5 boxes, or these 5 check areas. So as you go through the items of your house, think about, are you going to keep the item? Okay, and by keep, that means that I need this. I've thought about what I want for my new location, and I believe that I'm going to need this here. So keep means it's coming with me. It's coming with me to Panama. Okay, so then you have to think about the climate, the space requirements that you have here, the specifications that can be different than in America, especially with going to a condo or apartment from a single family home. So you got to think about that. And also, really, are you going to need a lot of winter clothes? No, you're not going to need a lot of winter clothes. So those are the things to think about. Then you can also consider, how much does it cost to buy this again? And can I get that same value when I buy it again? So yeah, for us, our pots, I have an amazing set of pots that I didn't bring them with me, but I did store them, and when I go back, I will bring them with me. So those are the kind of things that to really think about what it is that you value, like plates and stuff like that. No, you can get plates here. Don't worry about that. So it's a time to think about what you value, and because you also got to evaluate the costs of what it's going to be to bring it here, and then is that worth it as well? So that's the first thing, is deciding what you're going to keep. That means it's coming with you. So the second thing is, what are you going to sell? Okay, so that's a good thing to do. One of the first things to do, because then you can know what you're going to donate because of what didn't sell or what nobody wanted per se. So that means that, so there are several ways to sell items depending on your energy level, right? And how much help you have, because you can do yard sales, you can do estate sales, but all that requires a level of effort. And for me, I can't necessarily say I didn't have that level of effort, but I just didn't want to do that, because it does require, like if you're used to doing yard sales and you know what's involved with, you gotta like mark the prices, you gotta get all this stuff together and all that. I think we may have had one yard sale, but Also, you can use Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. There are a lot of apps that you can use to sell stuff as well. If you have some friends that you can just invite some friends over and say, yeah, this is all the stuff that I'm selling. So that's the next step. Deciding what you're going to keep is one, and deciding what you want to sell is second. And then based on what you sell and what you want to keep, decide what you want to donate. So then that part involves like, okay, well, who do I want to donate to? Especially some nicer things. I know I had some really nice suits and things like that I had a difficult time just giving away to like Goodwill. I did give a ton of things to Goodwill, so don't worry about that, I did. And so I was able to get a friend of mine to help me donate the suits and the really nice professional clothes to like a area, like, like a women's center where they interview, people donate nice interview clothes for women. So I was really super glad that the things that I really valued in that regard were going to be used for a good cause. So that really did help me out a lot. I struggled with that. Remember also, when you think about donating, you want to donate things that are not your trash items, right? That's a separate category of what you're just going to trash. But donate the things that would be valuable to someone else. And so that also means like talking to your children about what they want, talking to your friends about maybe things you can give to them. I tell you, toward the end, my friends were like, I can't take anymore. Because then I was starting to clutter up their homes. But it's always nice to give things away to people that you love. Give things that you love to people that you love. So that was nice. So then you got to think about all those things that didn't quite make the donate could be sent to trash. Okay, but then how you can arrange for like one of those big junk type of tub, what do they call them? I guess those big canisters that they park in front of your yard, and you can just fill it up with stuff. And then that's a good way to get rid of a bunch of trash at one time. So if you have like mattresses or paint or things like that you're gonna have to figure out how to dispose of, then you can start figuring that out, and where your local places are to start getting rid of that kinds of stuff. But also like mattresses and things like that, there's often a fee associated with that. I also know some areas have days like big junk giveaway days where they'll come and take away all that kinds of stuff for free. So if you can coordinate that, be thinking about that when those things come up, then you can get rid of a bunch of stuff for free. Yes, so that's always good to keep in mind as well. And then of course, not everything's gonna fit into that category, so you will have to store stuff. Yeah, it's okay. Just try to make it minimal, and keep in mind that the things that you store may or may not survive. Especially clothing and stuff. So I know we have some stuff that we are storing at my son's house. So every time I go back, I always look through it to see what I don't want anymore. And invariably, what all that really means is that I am not ready to give it up yet. But yeah, every time I go back, I get rid of more and more stuff. So the things that I'm holding on to mostly are like pictures of kids and that kind of stuff. So I believe that once they'll start getting settled in their lives, and they'll start wanting some of that stuff. So we'll see. But yeah. So when you get ready to leave, you have everything in those categories. So you have decided what you want to keep. And so in keeping, again, remember that's coming with you. So you also got to start looking at how are you going to get it here? So that's a whole other part of, are you going to ship stuff here? Are you going to bring it with you? Are you going to bring some more suitcases? So that's a whole nother video idea. Yeah, what you're going to keep, what you're going to sell, what you're going to donate, what you're going to trash, and what you're going to store. Yeah. Make sure that storing that you're not planning to keep it for years and years, right? So, and everybody has a different journey. Everybody is doing it differently, but you have to decide how you're going to do it and what works best for you. All right. You can do it. You can do it. I'm excited for you. Just think about the journey ahead, the life that you are striving to get to. Yes, it's gonna be good. It's good. Well, thanks for subscribing and thanks for watching, and be blessed.